This is the least surprising. This is the least surprising revelation. I've been saying this. It's only surprising if you're like, oh, I don't understand. We've been lying and saying Mark Zuckerberg is woke. All right, let's get started with the news. Trump named Time of the Year, Person of the Year.
Ringing the bell, and he's got to be excessively happy because we know he likes to collect magazine covers.
Right.
But now he doesn't have to mock one up. For the second time, he is Time Magazine's Person of the Year. To me, there are other contenders, but if they did anything but name him, that would be flat out biased.
Well, so Time.com has just released that, and I'm looking at the actual article, and it's great. It said, and the subheadline is, if what comes next is anything like what he promises, Trump will reshape the nation and the world. And that is why so many people, according to polls, which we're going to get into very shortly.
Dude, they're trying to be doing the same exact thing that they did with Hitler again. You know what I mean? Not wrong, but in a good way. No, I mean they're not wrong in a bad way for sure. Like they're not wrong. Also, there's a bunch of stuff from the interview where apparently he admits prices likely won't go down, won't rule out war with Iran, says he agrees with Sarah McBride and doesn't want to talk about the trans bathroom issue. Yeah, that's because he is a room reader and understands that like the trans panic shit does not work. It's sweaty and gross loser shit. I will forever stand by that. I know that things change and attitudes change and culture shifts. The problem is for many Americans, they just don't give a fuck about trans people like that. It only works if, you know, people can just be like, look at these silly, goofy ass Democrats that don't give a fuck about like fixing the prices. They only care about like giving free trans surgeries to Latinx people or whatever. You know what I mean? Like most people just don't give a shit. The sweaty fucking loser constituency that like only cares about trans people they're marginal. They're loud, but they're marginal. They're just like popping off online.
People are really up.
Everyone I don't like is Hitler. Bro, come on now. I mean, come on now. You can make it. If you can't say Trump's got some Hitlerian politics, who the fuck can you call Hitler? Latinx is not real, bro. I know. That's a joke. Anytime you hear me say fucking Latinx, know that I'm memeing, okay? I saw someone say that calling Trump Hitler was anti-Semitic. Yeah, people are just fucking so brain broken. All right, we'll get in that. Let's just keep going
about the next 4 years. Look, over the last 4 years, things have not gone well, and people are ready for something new, something better.
He was Time Magazine's Person of the Year in 2016 when he won that election. Also up for the other contenders were Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, Kate Middleton, and Kamala Harris. But,
and Benjamin Netanyahu.
Well,
that's right.
It's hard to believe that the election was just last month. And I mean,
feels like he's already the president, right?
Exactly. I mean, and to Joe Biden's credit, he's essentially stepped out of the way and allowed Donald Trump to start doing what he's doing right now. And I think when you look at the other people that were considered, he was the only choice. I mean, you can't have Kamala Harris that lost the election, then become the person of the year.
But by the way, as Trump moved in, you know, he has Steve Witkoff over in the Middle East. He's got Tom Homan working the border, doing his appearances. Already. So he's got that going. The President of the United States got rid of the FBI director who put so much pressure on him. He actually saluted.
I can't believe it's only been a month. I actually cannot believe it's only been a month since this happened. It feels like a lifetime ago. Like it literally feels like it was a year ago that the election happened. God damn, dude.
Saluted the moment that he stepped aside. Great day for America. And then he's got his nominees stealing out of the spotlight in Capitol Hill. So they're following him around.
And he's already calling the Prime Minister of Canada, meeting with him. He's already calling the
But Ainsley, you know what's different now?
What?
It's not really Trump tweeting or going. It's kind of like the things he's doing rather than the things he's saying.
Action.
You think he learned from mistakes 4 years ago?
I don't know. I think it's definitely intentional. I also don't think he's not in the middle of an investigation. No one's questioning the authenticity of his election. No. They're not talking about Michael Flynn making a call from Puerto Rico and them saying he's talking to the Russians about some secret deal to toss the country.
Even Fetterman was tweeting on Truth Social. I think he's the first Democratic lawmaker to get on Truth Social and tweeted out that Donald Trump should be pardoned for the case here in New York.
You know what, Ainsley, to your point about why he's doing things differently last time, I think last time when he won, it was kind of a surprise. It's like, okay, I ran for a year. but I won. Now what do I do?
Yeah, it was a surprise because Americans were kind of oblivious to the ways in which America operates, okay? Many Americans were oblivious to the anger and resentment that a lot of people felt towards these institutions that ruined their lives. And many Americans were like, oh, they'll never vote for this like racist charlatan. There's no way. And Americans were like, nah, dog, that guy is just like me for real. He's talking like me and he's walking like me. And I think part of that shock came from the broadest subsects of society that still were laser focused on mainstream media as their primary source of information. I think we're deluding themselves into a different America than the one that actually exists. One where people do have reverence for the institutions, if that makes sense. And it's not. That's not the America that we live in. And that's part of the reason why I don't think there's going to be a revamp of the... that's why I don't believe that there's going to be a revamp of like the hashtag resistance liberalism that happened immediately after Trump got elected the first time. What I mean by this is it was a shock for a lot of liberals who got a wake-up call and were like, we got to do something against this. We got to do something for it. And then they did, and then they protested, and not many things changed, right? Like nothing really changed. A lot of young people, I talked about this quite a bit in 2020. I think a lot of young people's first foray into political action was literally direct action. In the midst of COVID, there's a lot of panic, there's a lot of anger, and they see police brutality. They consider it to be unacceptable. They take it to the fucking streets. And then what came of that mass mobilization? Nothing. And when that happens and you get nothing after doing all of it, that you go out and you vote for the right guy and nothing changes. You go out and you march, you go out and you protest, you fuck shit up and nothing changes. Yeah, at that point, you're going to be like, well, I'm a little disillusioned by this process. That's the problem, you know?
He's done it once before.
Yeah, that's true.
Some mistakes are always made along the way, but he's figured out how he has wanted to do it more efficiently. Mm-hmm. And so far, so good. And
Elise Stefanik, by the way, got the Fetterman endorsement yesterday. That's the first time I've seen a Democrat come out and say that. Yeah, and they took a picture together.
And to your point about Joe Biden just laying low, he's not doing anything except an historic number of pardons and commutations. Over 1,500 issued this morning.
I don't think he's going to give us any comment about that.
I don't think so either.
Anyway, we're calling this the Trump effect, and it is in full swing. The last Fox News poll of the year is showing that the majority of voters feel hopeful about his victory, 54%.
That's right. And with under 6 weeks until Inauguration Day on January 20th at noon, plans are well underway, including an invitation to the China President Xi Jinping to show up live in Washington. If he accepted, he would be the first foreign leader to ever attend.
Is that right? That's right?
Bro, he's going to make a MAGA communist out of me. I swear to God. I swear to Christ, dude. What are you doing, man? Oh, God. His love for, like, strong men is so crazy. Bro, they're championing this like it's a good thing, as if their viewers don't hate China. No, I mean, but Trump thinks it's a good thing because Trump is like, I'm very strong on China, but also at the same time, not only he's very strong on China, but also he likes the strongman aspects of Chinese governance. He likes that Xi is a strong man. Like he likes him for the wrong reasons, I guess, kind of. Like he doesn't like the centralized power for the broad 15, 20-year agendas that can dramatically improve the material conditions of like Chinese people with like even development and stuff like that. He likes it for the mass surveillance apparatus and the fact that maybe he looks at it and he's like, well, you guys are really cleaning. You guys are really cleaning our pockets with your economy. I don't like it. And they worship you. They worship you over there. I want them to worship me.
The first foreign
I'm
leader
hoping
to ever attend.
it's in the script.
Okay. And Trump's inaugural fund getting a boost from a surprising source. from Mark Zuckerberg.
This is only a surprising source if you're a fucking idiot, okay? This is the least surprising revelation. I've been saying this. It's only surprising if you're like, oh, I don't understand. We've been lying and saying Mark Zuckerberg is woke for the last 4 years when it's very clear that he was never actually woke. He's a fucking billionaire. Of course he wasn't woke. I'm shocked that the company, the social media billionaire that is responsible perhaps for the most active right-wing QAnon radicalization, is paying the piper, is bending the knee to the guy that he thinks is very cool. Of course, these guys are going to kiss the ring. They want favorable deals. They know Trump will play ball if they kiss that ring. Trump is not like a super petty, super vindictive guy. I don't think. He's not. He's a narcissist. You give him his flowers and he's going to be like, great, I love that.
Meta donating $1 million as the tech billionaire looks to mend ties with Trump. Because remember, he took him off of Facebook in 2021 and then put him back on a few years later. That tells you a lot that they're mending the relationship.
Yeah. He grew his hair out and he started doing jujitsu. I don't know if it's related.
And he wanted to take on Elon Musk and it never happened.
Yeah, he's trying to look more like Danny Penny, perhaps. Also, remember, the Zuckerbucks in those key districts made him put his hand on the scale with a shadow banning of the conservative groups and conservative politicians. And he's not the only.
I think it's kind of crazy because so much of virtually every single thing this guy just said. Remember, this is the most popular news network in the United States of America. And virtually every single thing that man just said, Brian Kilmeade, every single thing he said is just a straight up lie. There is no other way to tackle the issue without just addressing that he is just lying. Like the Zuckerbucks or the fact that Facebook was actively suppressing conservative opinions. This is a falsehood. Spend any time on Meta products. Spend any time on Facebook and you will very quickly understand that this is just a straightforward lie, okay? Facebook is filled to the brim with the most insane right-wing sentiment. Right-wing content creators on the news tab on Facebook have consistently dominated. Back when I was a Facebook content creator for the Young Turks, I couldn't believe I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, these guys were actively going to Congress and saying Facebook is suppressing us, Facebook is silencing us, Facebook is blacklisting us, right? When in fact they weren't doing that at all, okay? They were not doing that at all. In that process, while they were cry-bullying Facebook to get more favorable algorithmic outcomes for themselves, they were already dominating the algorithm. They were already dominating. And they never stopped dominating the algorithm. They've always dominated the algorithm. But what happened in that process is that they turned around and they hired right-wing Republicans. Okay, here, Facebook's top 10s. Yep. Facebook top 10s, a bot that posts the source of the top 10 performing links. This is on October 7, 2020. The top performing link posts on U.S. Facebook pages in the last 24 hours are from Dan Bongino, Fox News, Fox News, Fox News, Donald Trump for president, Fox News. Number 7, TMZ. Number 8 is CNN. Number 9 is NPR. Number 10 is CNN. And they still, at this time, were complaining about how much Facebook was suppressing the truth, how much Facebook was suppressing right-wing sentiment. This was never a real thing. You understand? Republicans are so good at creating fake grievances, leaning on those fake grievances, and then creating an environment where they make everybody believe these fake grievances and then use Congress to basically bully these massive institutions, these big-ass social media companies, in an effort to get even more favorable results than the ones that they already have. This is kind of similar to the way that right-wing grievances in the sphere of like Christian nationalism works. Most people understand that the idea that like Christianity and Christian thoughts are being suppressed in the United States of America is fucking stupid. Like the war on Christmas shit, right? Everybody laughs at this. The real reasons why the Republicans actually run with this falsehood is because it's not necessarily that Christianity is being suppressed. The reason why they go with this grievance politics is because they match up. They match up some kind of like oppression, some kind of anti-Christianity oppression with gay people existing, with women being able to get abortions. It's a way to reframe restrictions that they want to implement. It's a way to propagandize their position. It's a way to reframe the restrictions that they actually want to implement on others by saying, no, we don't want to restrict other people's freedoms. It's just that you're restricting my freedom. That's it. And it's the same process here where it's like, it's not that the right is being silenced. That's not real. They just made it up. But the real reason why they say that, is so that they get even more favorable algorithmic boosts. That is the main purpose of this, and it works. That's how they get Congress to bully Facebook and maybe even threaten Facebook with like trust busting, for example, so that Facebook will then turn around and bring forward right-wing people. Yeah, exactly. Work the referees. Thank you, Man Plan 80. They work the referees a little bit so that they go and they hire, Heritage Foundation people to do their content moderation. That's the real purpose here. And they have done that. They've been doing this since like 2016. Right? Like, it's not new. It's not new at all. They had like people from Tucker Carlson's Daily Caller doing moderation on Facebook. It's ridiculous, Yes, I saw the Brett Stevens headline. Let's finish this up and then we'll move on to that.
Differences aside. Democratic Senator John Fetterman joining Truth Social to, quote, meet folks where they are, especially in Pennsylvania, by the way, and calling to pardon Trump in his very first post. He also mentioned Hunt.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Hey, if you like this video, please subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any future videos.